bad news from Hollywood. Director Drew Goddard is set to write and direct a new Matrix movie. I was going to hold off on this, but I knew Sarah would love to talk about this because she loves this movie.
I was excited when I saw this, and I noticed this was not in the articles you sent me for today that we'll be talking about.
Yeah. Thoughts?
They have one of the Wachowski sisters, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Lana will be executive producing.
Directing, or no, not directing, just executive producing, no writing credit.
Looks like Drew Goddard will write and direct. He did The Martian with Matt Damon, right?
So, I never watched that one.
It was good.
I liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, it doesn't matter because like doing a good. It's kind of like one of my favorite things. Like when they were advertising Man of Steel, they were like from executive producer Christopher Nolan, which doesn't mean anything because he's not the writer or the director on it. For this, having the Wachowskis as a executive producer doesn't matter, and having Drew Goddard doesn't matter because it's a property that doesn't need to have a fifth movie made.
Wait, so what was the big hullabaloo around the fourth movie?
It was bad. It was really bad.
So bad, and they changed everything. They changed the whole gist of it. They basically said Neo was not the one.
Was that one directed by the Wachowskis?
Yes, Lana, I think.
Just one of them?
I think just one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody can fact check me on that. I think one of the sisters
right.
just did that one because it wasn't both of them.
Then clearly it's not a red flag. You know, if you saw that there was a Harry Potter movie in the works that doesn't have J.K. Rowling on it, directing or writing, then you would be worried. But obviously this has no bearing on whether it's going to be good or not. We just know it's going to be bad because it's coming out in this decade. Because
it's The Matrix. So he says it should be titled Matrix Rebooted. That actually is what it should be called.
I guess.
Given all the other Reloaded.
Yeah.
Reloaded.
Or they should just not make it.
That's what I said. The best thing forward would be to not do it at all.
Or like I would compromise with what I was saying earlier with a remake. Just start from scratch. I mean, I'm not saying that's what I want either, but if I had to choose between a fifth Matrix movie with Keanu, who's like what, 60 almost?
Well, no, they're saying it's unclear if they're going to get any of the original cast members anyway. So it's probably going to be an all new cast.
Here's the
with Timothy Chalamet. It's got to be Timothy Chalamet. Yeah.
It's always or Tom Holland.
It's always but like Tom Holland is less serious. He's taken less seriously.
Here's the thing. Like Keanu Reeves, he's got a problem. You know what that problem is? He doesn't know how to say no. He just agrees.
He's too nice of a guy.
Yeah, like I watched this thing that was talking about like he would do that. They went through his career. It's like one good movie, one bad movie, one good movie, one bad movie. Because he'd do a good movie, and then like a friend would ask him to be in this movie, and he wouldn't say no. So he'd do the movie, and it would suck. And then he'd do a good movie, then a bad movie, then a good movie, then a bad movie. So they'll be like, "Hey, Keanu, you want to be in this movie?" He'd be like, "Fine."
Sure, but
like he'll say no, and then Lana Wachowski will be like, "Keanu, come on, please," and he'll be like, "Okay."
I didn't even realize that Jada was in the original Matrix.
Yeah.
Was
in
she
the
like
first one?
No, she was in
the second one, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see the second one.
Honestly, no Matrix other than the first one is good.
Yeah.
I honestly like I might get hate for this, but I didn't really even like the first one.
That's okay. That's
I wasn't
acceptable.
crazy about that movie.
It was like it was in like an era. Like you kind of had to be there.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That when we were watching the trailer for The Crow, I said you can't remake The Crow because it has basis in the graphic novels, fine. But that's not where 90% of your audience is coming from. 90% of your audience is coming from previous viewing of the original Crow with Brandon Lee.
Right.
And it's going to be like when they remake Blade, or if they tried to remake something like Dark City from Proyas, which is that it's dark, it's industrial, it's gothic in its tone.
It's new metal.
And it's it's indicative of the late 90s. Like unless I get to see like a 26-year-old Fred Durst standing
PVC,
next to me. Yeah.
It's trip pants.
Yeah, it is.
Chains.
Isn't that making a comeback now though?
Back when goths were actually
Goth is coming back.
They can't do it. They can't do it now. I said the only way that they could redo Blade in a way that I would like, or redo like The Crow in a way I would like, is if they actually shot it on 35 millimeter film and actually shot it on all actual locations and not on sound stages. Or if you did sound stages, they would have to be the blatantly fake ones that look like a fake city was just built in the middle of like this. I love that aesthetic too. I love that aesthetic too. That's fine. But they're not going to do that. Like the new Crow movie just looks like it's supposed to be John Wick, which is stupid.
Yeah, like what if John Wick was emo?
Yeah. I mean, John Wick is emo enough.
He is super emo.
He's super emo.
You think that John Wick is emo coded?
Absolutely. He's emo.
Why?
Because he goes and murders like 700 people because his dog died.
But emos don't do that. They hurt themselves.
I mean, he literally got okay. So here's the thing: John
likes the abuse
John
stuff.
Wick did the impossible mission so that he didn't have to be in that world anymore, and then he reintroduced the abuse to himself when he could have just stayed out of it. That's pretty emo.
That is pretty.
And he did it all for a woman. That's emo.
Is it?
Yes. It's
Are
emo.
emos just romantic like that?
And he did it for Bridget Monahan, who was like, it's not like, okay, that's gonna be mean. I'm not gonna go there.
Wow.
That was a joke. Okay, the point, Bridget Monahan's beautiful, but the point is that he like the whole first 2 movies, it's just him watching his ex-wife on a phone. It's literally like the Wolverine meme where he's like touching the picture, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay, solid thesis.
He's emo.
Yeah, you've convinced me.
So there's no reason to make a new Matrix movie, and doing it is just going to damage the brand further. Do they really? I would rather. You know what I'd rather they did? I'd rather they like put it into theme parks, like more like seriously. Everybody's courting the dinks. Right?
Who
just find a
owns
bunch of
the
I don't know.
Matrix?
It's Warner Brothers, so they could put it at maybe they license it to Universal.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So
People love
they
Universal.
just give Matrix. This probably exists. I have no idea. This probably
Really?
exists somewhere.
Wait, let me look
What
it
they
up. I
should
don't
do
think-
is they should just you should be able to go through like a tunnel with bullet time with like the slow moving bullets as you like walk through. Like that's what they should be doing with this. They should do their own version of that like cursed Wonka land.
I only see the
There's
Matrix.
a lot they could do other than making another movie.
The Matrix exhibit is a walkthrough exhibition experience at Warner Bros. Movie World in Australia. So that's the closest thing you have.
Yes. In the chat, Bravo Dave says John Wick did it in memory of the dog. He did it in memory of the dog that his dead wife gifted him.
Right.
Which, by the way, is not a real thing, I bet. I don't think there's a service where your dead wife can just send you a dog after she dies. I don't think that's a real thing. If it is, somebody let me know.
Well, I mean, it must be a thing now.
It could be a lucrative business venture.
They've seen the movie and they had the idea. So
Look, like all they got to do is they got to turn the Matrix into something you can like an exhibit you can go through and
yeah,
see.
it's in Australia. You have
Okay.
to go to the Upside Down Land to see it,
Well, then they need to do it here in America and then make their money
where
that way.
things actually matter.
And if I'm being completely honest, The Matrix is one of those shows, if I was to give them the benefit of the doubt, probably lends itself better now to a television show than a movie anyways. Given how much lore there is that they've tried to build in super like really pseudo-intellectual dialogue.
There are so many Matrix-inspired projects already, including TV shows, that it's just almost pointless to revisit it now.
Yep, I just don't have an interest in it. I would see it if Keanu would cut his hair and have the slick
it back
short
with
hair
chicken fat.
Yeah.
rather than the
With
long
Crisco.
hair. Yeah, yeah. And like he really pulls the trench coat out of storage and dusts it off. And
Straight
stuff.
nostalgia.
But the fourth one was so bad. The video game like theme of it was really stupid.
It could have been good. I actually thought that was kind of cool that he didn't realize he was back in the Matrix. Yep. The premise of that could have been explored more, but they just did too much.
Or if they were going to make another John Wick, they could have Angie Harmon play John Wick because her dog just got shot by an Instacart worker.
Okay.
Did you see that?
I heard.
Did you see that?
Dude, that's horrible.
Dude,
Like, I feel bad that it's funny.
if you
I
wanna
feel
see some
bad that I
crazy
laughed.
shit-
I know. I feel terrible.
Okay. I don't know what it is, but I spend a lot of time, like on Instagram, people will treat pets
Just how?
as if they can do no wrong. Dogs and cats as if they can do no wrong. The comments on this were like, well, the dog deserved it. Why wasn't it on leash? Like, I'm not even kidding you.
Do people hate Angie Harmon?
Yes, because she's a conservative.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't get that.
Oh, so it's a Republican
I did not
dog,
get that
so no one
vibe. None of the.
cares.
It's not like they mentioned this in the article, so it's not like they were
The
saying.
jokes are always about how cops are the ones that kill your dog, but
Yeah.
it's actually the Instacart drivers you need
It's
to
the
worry
Instacart driver, and then there was the video on TMZ the other day about the guy who like abducted a cat, but then apparently the cat wasn't
It
abducted.
was a DoorDash driver
Yeah.
that literally you can see him on the Ring camera because everyone has those now, walking away with their outdoor cat. Which is why I think outdoor cats maybe shouldn't exist because anyone can just
It is a weird thing.
take your
Guys,
cat.
I'm telling you, go read the
not
comments
really
on
your
any
cat.
of the. Go read the comments on any of the things talking about Angie Harmon and the dog. Like, well, why wasn't the dog on a leash? I'm like, I feel like you should just defend the dog either way. Like, that's just me.
I just don't. I want to know the backstory. Like, why did the guy shoot the dog?
People
did
are
the dog
alleging
do
that the
something
dog was like aggressive. Like, oh, the dog probably like
Yeah.
attacked him, or there had to be some reason why.
It's a possibility.
It is possible. possible. I mean,
I want to hear both sides.
Why would you go up and just?
There were good people on both sides, and there was one bad dog.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.